The straps we used, they have hooks on them. So all we got to do is, pull the thing over and hook it to the hooks. So we don't have to take the straps up and down all the time and untie it all the time. And it stays exactly the way it's supposed to. Back into paracord. So that we were out of straps, so. But it's calling for some really bad storms tonight. The wind has been getting stronger and stronger. A tree already fell up there somewhere, up the hill up there, so we took it down for the night. And that's all we do when a storm comes, is just unhook it and let it hang by the tree so that a tree won't fall on it and tear it up or rip the holes out that we hook it to, because that'll happen. It'll tear your tarp up. Strong winds will tear your tarp up. And that is the advantage of using a tarp over a canopy, because, well, you get more coverage area for one. This is a lot bigger than a canopy. And for two, a canopy you either have to hang upside down or you got to take it down and put it back up the next day so it don't get tore up and blown away. So I also took the hammocks down and put them closer to the tree for the night till these storms are over, and we covered our chairs so we don't have to carry them back in. And usually we have a tarp to cover our wood, but we're just starting again on the camping thing, so we have to get some new supplies that we haven't gotten yet, but we've been getting the wood together. So, anyways, Another thing I wanted to mention too for people who don't know is when you're doing it, you hang 3 sides up really, really high as you can. And then the 4th one we hang way down there below the hammock cords so that the rain, if it rains, or if anything falls out of the trees, it slides right on down and off so that it won't collect on the tarp and then tear your tarp up with weight and stuff or create a bubble. So one corner is usually always angled way down. A lot of people don't know that. They try to make it flat and then it'll collect water and bust your tarp and stuff. So you want all the water to kind of collect down and slide right on down to one corner, whatever corner you prefer. So when I make my fire, I like to use pine needles and pine cones, as those are your lighter fluid. They're highly flammable. Also mountain laurel, if you can find any broken off, highly flammable. I like to layer my fire with newspaper or tissue. Usually tissue because I'm always blowing my nose first thing in the morning, no matter what time of year it is. So a little tissue. Some very tiny sticks, about this big, broken up. Some pine needles, pine cones on top, and then layer that twice. Then I like to start using sticks, and I go up in size. So I start layering sticks, and a few more sticks, a few more pine cones and pine needles. I keep going up in size with the sticks. And about this size here, I start putting them in a teepee shape. And so that it'll breathe up through that teepee shape. I put a little bit of split wood too. We usually split them more so they're real, about this thick, split pieces of wood that I put around it. Once it falls, because it'll burn and collapse, once it falls from the fire after burning and collapsing, I'll add a piece like this, real dry, dried out wood, and then I will add something green to it. In this case, I'm using that. They say green does not burn, but it does burn, as you can see, but it does not burn up, which I like. Instead, what I find is that whole thing gets really, really hot. It holds the heat for a very long time, and you probably put wood 2 or 3 times before that thing burns up. So, that green piece of wood, I put a few green pieces around the fire to help make the center stay hot, hold the heat in there. That keeps the fire going nice and good, keeps the coals hot. It's great for cooking if you're cooking, but great for, adding more wood just to keep the fire going, because we use it even in the summer because smoke keeps the bugs down, keeps the animals away, stuff like that. So, we always have a fire, even when it's hot out. But that helps the smoke, create smoke. The green pieces do, and they don't just burn up, they don't catch flame because they're green, and they just a very slow burn and smoke, really good to keep the smoke there, to keep the bugs out of the area. And then the rest is always dry wood, and you gotta have different sizes and shapes and stuff, otherwise it'll all collapse and smother out your coals. So you want to make sure as it's collapsing and falling down that there's always room to breathe. But that's what I do with my fire. Making minestrone for dinner. Pioneer style.
Smells good too, don't
it? Collecting rainwater. Nice little thunderstorm going on. Due to my beautiful leaving the tarp at an angle so it won't collect water. Corby is not happy about the storm. been so dry that there's been mice in the RV eating the tops off our water bottles to drink the water. That's how dry it's been around here. As if we didn't have enough water bottles as it is. Which we don't for how long we got to be here, so this is great. Good water for cooking with and giving to the dogs, so we ain't got to give them our bottled water. Got that nice full container over there. We're gonna pour that into that one and let it fill up again. Then we're gonna put the tarp down and go in.
I ain't putting no tarp down.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, you are.
Hey, move the jug. Actually, empty the jug into there. Got our chair covered in a black trash bag for extra protection from the rain. Because sometimes the rain blows in sideways, so the chairs still get wet. And those black trash bags, the really big ones, are great for covering, folding up your chairs and covering them. And the chair, this is a turtle carapace, or the bottom half of a turtle shell that John found metal detecting. He found a bullet in the exact same hole that was, a Civil War bullet. And I just covered it in glue, epoxy, and I'm going to trace a place on my knife set, my new knife holder, and carve it out specifically for that so it'll sit on the inside of the wood. And then I'm going to coat it with probably some resin or something that it looks like it's sitting in glass. Something that'll make it look like it's sitting in glass, and we'll seal it into the wood so that it's safe and protected. And I'm going to do the same thing with the rattlesnake tail that we found. That's going to go in there too. Found a dead rattlesnake in the road, so John's getting me the rattle. Been there a while, can't believe nobody else stopped to get it. He's cooked. Him's cooked.
That's a pretty old one.
Cool. Come on. I've been teaching them to be scared of rattlesnakes. Come here. I want you to see it. Come here. Smell it. Come here. And it's working. He's really terrified of this thing. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. Come here. I want you to see it. Come here. Come here. Smell it. Mm-hmm. Scaring the dog. Teaching him to be scared of rattlesnakes. Smell that. Come here. Now. Come here. Come here. Look. Smell this. Smell it. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. It bites you. It will bite you. It bites you. Good boy. Here's the rattlesnake tail. Putting it on a hook.
That's just so you can hang it up
So it'll dry.
and get done here.
I want to coat it in some resin so it'll harden up and protect it so it won't fall apart. And then I might turn it into a necklace once it's all hard and dried up. Yeah.
What do I do with it?
What?
Oh. Yeah, we ain't gonna need much of it. It's just the only thing is, it won't be flexible.
I don't need it to be flexible. I need it to be safe. I don't want it to fall apart. It needs to be protected. You can put it in a little hook, though, while it's drying, maybe. Or when we hang it, it'll probably straighten back out. It's alright, it don't matter. I'll turn it into a necklace. It'll be pretty. You could drag it right through it to make sure it's good and done. I ain't worried about flexible. Like I said, I want it safe. Make sure the sides are coated too, and the tip of the tail, and make sure the whole thing's good and coated. How long does it take it to dry?
Shouldn't take it that long. Much.
Make sure the tip of the tail with the black part is all coated too. I don't want that to start to smell. Where the meat is. Where we cut it off at. And get the sides of it too.
Yeah, it's starting to harden already.
Good. I'd like it to harden with that little curve in it. But either way.
Don't have my hook anywhere. Thanks for looking out for me.
I am. I grabbed the full.
All you want
Butt crack.
All you want is a video. Man.
I hear and I grabbed the fool from blowing. Tell me I'm not looking out for you, whether I want a video or not, asshole. You're not getting the sides at all. It's not thick on those sides at all.
It's good enough.
Get all the way up that black part too where your fingers are holding. You gotta move your fingers off of it. That's why you had the hook. That end needs to be coated good too.
And dry just like it.
Did you get the other side where your fingers holding?
This done already dried up.
Good. We'll put a second coat later. This is a turtle carapace, or the bottom half of a turtle shell that John found metal detecting. He found a bullet in the exact same hole that was, a Civil War bullet. And I just covered it in glue, epoxy, and I'm going to trace a place on my knife set, my new knife holder, and carve it out specifically for that so it'll sit on the inside of the wood. And then I'm going to coat it with probably some resin or something that it looks like it's sitting in glass. Something that'll make it look like it's sitting in glass, and will seal it into the wood so that it's safe and protected. And I'm going to do the same thing with the rattlesnake tail that we found. That's going to go in there too. John is making me a knife holder for all of my swords and knives and daggers. And we're going to stain it up and stuff. But he did a really freaking good job so far. Made me a little side pocket over here. This one needs to be a little deeper for this blade. And I might get him make me another little pocket over there on that side. But I like it. It looks good. I didn't spend very much on this. But when I saw it, I said, man, when John and I fix that up, it'll be beautiful. And you see how rusty it is. It is stainless steel, but it is rusty. So, I'm going to try some of this stuff that John has. What is it called? And we already started without it. And it shined it up. You can see where it shined up real nice compared to the rest of it without it. So I'm looking forward to seeing what it will do once we start using it. So I just got as much rust off of it as I could on one side with that. Turn that around again because I can't remember what it's called. The can.
PB Blaster.
PB Blaster. Okay. So, and it shined up pretty nice compared to the other side, which I still got to do, as you can tell. So, then we'll sharpen it when I'm done getting the rust off. There we go. turn it around for me so I can get a...
You're gonna have to go around it.
I don't know if I'm getting... So one of my favorite things about this table that John made was this one came with a perfect crack in it already, which works great for this knife because I can set it down in there like that, and it doesn't get knocked out. And Corbin likes to jump up on the tables and the chairs, so I don't have to worry about him getting cut. I'm a little OCD about knives being laid out. I like them to have cases or to be secure. And little cracks in wood like that are perfect for keeping a knife. I don't like it. John likes to stick knives like this into the side of wood and stuff, but I'm afraid Corbin will get zooming around, and I'm afraid he's going to run into it and get cut, or I'll hit my leg. I don't like that. But this is nice and safe and secure. So there were these storms the other day that knocked down a bunch of trees, as you can see, and they had to be cut out of the road. So John and I made this one, and I'm going to take a drill and shape it up better. But we're making seats to go around the campfire pit. So we made these seats. I made that one. We're going to turn that one into another one. We're going to get that other piece up there and roll it down through here like we did this one. And we're going to turn that into a table and another chair and put them around this campfire here. And I'm going to put hearts and designs and stuff on it so it'll be cute. But you cut it at an angle, so you got a way to recline. And it's nice and strong and thick and sturdy. And it gives us something to do. He's turning this one into a bar stool. But that one's going to be a chair like that one. I did that one, but he's going to do the rest. I did the prototype. Okay. All right, now switch seats. Put the table in front of you. Be a bar stool or a table. Or a footrest. So we've been using those trees that have fallen in the last storm, as you know, to make things for our camp. So John made that table and chair. I already did a video of that. So he's making food and water dishes for Corby. And the chair over there, we're going to do another chair and a table. Again, out of that piece of wood over there. And then he's going to make me some shelves for inside the RV. Out of the rest of that tree that fell right there. But he's going to make me a table out of that. And we set up this tarp so we have some shelter. Nice rustic chair. I like it. I like it a lot. It's a nice rustic chair. plenty of wood. You just stay. You're being a good boy. This is the other bowl he's working on. We're going to put scraps in it for Corby. He's got his dog food bowl in the house, but I don't want to waste dog food out here. So we just throw him some scraps in that. And we've got another chair and another table to make out of that block of wood up there. And then this is pretty much the setup of our camp. I'm going to put a tent up right there and a tent up over there, so it's nice and busy so we can leave and go places when we need to and not have to worry about somebody thinking the camp's been abandoned or anything. So I decided not to carve that chair anymore because the wood that I used to make the prototype was rotting. The whole back is rotten and filled with bugs. And you can see where the back of it is broke off. That was all ate up too. It was a rotten piece of wood that I turned into a chair for a prototype. So I'm not going to do anything with that after all. And we still got to cut out this more, level the seat more. We may take more off the back because it's really super heavy right now. We were just going to leave it at the camp so that anybody could use it, but more than likely somebody would just take it anyways. That's usually what happens, or idiots come along and throw things like that into the fire. So we're going to cut the legs out of it, take more wood out of it, and turn it into an actual chair. You know, solid piece, one solid piece of wood, but turn it into an actual chair. John wanted me to make it clear that what he's working with, like I made that chair right there and it's all ate up. It probably looked terrible in the video, but you should see the backside. It looks even worse. It's just rotten and filled with bugs. But that was just a prototype of a stump that was like about 4 feet tall that nobody could do anything with. So I was like, well, let's turn it into a seat because it's nice and heavy and it won't flip over, and you know, we can make it comfortable for the fire pit. So we will be leaving that one because it, like I said, it's ate up with bugs. But one of the things he wanted me to let y'all know, because, you know, it doesn't look like masterpieces out here. It's unlevel, it's uneven, you know, is that he's working with a chainsaw and a rusty chisel. And that's pretty much the only tools he has to work with. He doesn't have anything to, you know, cut angles or shapes or anything. So, he's doing it very bare basic. We want it very rustic. I personally love the bark on it. So I want the bark to stay on it. But that was something he wanted me to let y'all know. It's not like he's got, you know, screws and he's got a hammer, but he's not using any of that. It's all just going to be one solid block of wood, so it's nice and sturdy. And, he's using a chainsaw, so that doesn't, you know, make corners and curves and neat designs and, you know, shapes and stuff. So, very basic. Very, very easy stuff. Speaking of idiots, at the last campsite we were at, somebody left about $100 worth of split cherry wood. John and I used to sell wood down in the city, and the pile that was there when we arrived was about $100 worth of cherry wood. Beautiful wood, really nice split firewood. And we left for the day. We took everything with us. We didn't, you know, make it obvious we were coming back or anything, but and it wasn't our wood. It was there when we arrived, but still. While we were gone, some idiot came and they uprooted the campfire, which we'd gone to that same camp about 5 years in a row, and the fireplace was always in the same spot. But they uprooted that, and they moved that, and there was a smaller little fire pit next to it where you can, you know, move hot coals from the big one to the little one to cook. And they took that away completely. and they threw all of the firewood, that $100 worth of wood that somebody would not have had to go and get, an older person, an elderly person, a disabled person, and they threw all that firewood into the river. And that's kind of the stuff I'm talking about what stupid people do out here in the woods. It's just, we've seen all kinds of crazy shit that people do. Just sometimes people make me sick. But, anyways, that's kind of the stuff I'm talking about. So we're going to do that chair a whole lot better and take it with us, like I said. And not leave it out here for the idiots. Alright, so I finished it. I'm not going to paint or stain the legs. I like it like that. I like it three-toned. We are going to seal it eventually. But that is my table and chair that John made for me. I stained it, but he made it. I taught him how to make it, or what to do, and how I wanted the legs and the back and stuff. I'll get a video of it in the sun here. So there it is in the sun. It looks a little less purple in the sun. And we ran out of gas and oil, so we're not going to be able to make a matching chair. And I really needed a matching chair. But it is what it is, so. And I like that the bark is on it, because later I can get me some air plants and wire them to the bark. And air plants will love it, and orchids, air orchids, and they will take root to the bark and grow and be very, very happy. Very, very, very happy. I really need another chair.